So we're here with my buddy John.
What up?
And he's got an Integra Type S. I think it's the first one I've really seen up close.
I think pretty similar setup, everything here, right? In front of the car.
So it's
looking the same.
It's like a pearl white.
Yep, got the pearl, and I got a full PPF wrap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the whole car's wrapped.
Yeah, you can't really tell, huh?
Yeah. Great little clear bra shop here. Did it down in Brentwood.
They got a camera down here. Well, oh, that's a sensor.
Yeah,
They
kind
of look like a camera.
Unlike I think the Civic has a couple like the radar sensors.
Yeah.
This one's got like 4 on the front and 4 on the back. I don't necessarily know why they did that, but they've got a little bit of extra stuff going on in there. Yeah, I was thinking with this car, I haven't really done anything to it except picked it up from a dealer, got it wrapped just to kind of keep the paint and everything protected. Did for like as far as like options go, did like the carbon caps and all weather floor mats and all that regular stuff. Of course, you got to like wrap these too, because anything you do in carbon needs to have like a clear coat or a good wrap on it, because that'll start degrading with UV. Yeah, I'll be taking this car to some track days. I think my first kind of goals for it is just to make sure I want to get like brake pads upgraded and brake lines, just so it can stop the car and I can get a little bit into pushing the limit of the vehicle and still have some margin to slow it down and stop it, on a track. As kind of learning a little bit more about it, and then from there, I think next will be suspension upgrades. Once I can feel the car a little bit more, how it's handling and what I want to do with it from a setup perspective.
Right. And
then after that, start worrying about the performance of the engine. I think the car at 320 horsepower and it's like torque, it's a cool range that it's got. It's really accessible from when you're driving it around the street. I'm sure I'll probably want to like maybe up the range of that a little bit into some of the higher RPMs once I get some more like track oriented use out of it, and balance that with like daily driver. I'll probably change rims, go with something a little bit lighter. These are close to, I believe, like 28, 29.
Yeah.
Want to go with the other like lighter weight forged wheels.
Yeah, we got this Type R on the side. He's got some 18s on there. I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
18's got a Meteor tire on
there.
Go
to an 18 and get a larger sidewall, lighter tire, and something that can stand up a little bit more to give you some cushion, I guess, when you put it into. I think the Type R's are moving into doing the 18s for sure, because it helps with a little bit of the suspension. When it's so rigid, it gives them a little bit of better rebound with that. And I think also for like track, I would like to do that too, because when you get up on the curbs, these can really take kind of a beating,
Yeah.
As you're kind of cutting through a track, using the whole track.
And you plan on going to a NASA event?
Yeah.
In November here.
I'll be going to. I've got a couple NASA events lined up. I think the one I'm looking forward to the most is going to be in November at Barber Motorsports, so that'll be really fun to open the car up on that track.
Yeah, we're going to try to head down there too, maybe get some footage of it in action.
That'd be good. I think the car drives like wonderfully. It's nice and balanced. I think the shifting experience there is like really, really smooth. I've driven like kind of way much more high-end cars where that can be slightly better, but I think they nailed it. First to second, as a lot of people I think online are kind of starting to talk about, there's a little bit of a little bit more desirability in that being somewhat smoother, but it's not bad. Once you get through there, second to third and beyond is just butter. You can't, I don't think you could ask for better, unless you don't really know how to drive a manual. You're not going to have much trouble. And then of course with like rev match, that just makes life with a manual car super easy. I mean, you can turn it off if you want to have that hill toe experience. But I think as far as it goes with the way that Honda's kind of set it up with the rev match, it does a good job. Rev hang is one of the things I'm looking forward to with unlock with Hondata, and then go ahead and getting the being able to get the tuner in there. I can change and modify that rev hang to bring it down some.
Yeah. So we're actually at a Hondata event. They did a Jailbreak Tour. And they're just going around unlocking ECUs, right?
Yeah.
And plus at a 20% discount, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And you'd already planned on doing that.
exactly.
And this just made it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, this worked out perfect.
Rather than shipping out the
Right.
ECU and everything.
Oh yeah, I don't have to worry about putting something in the mail and getting it back.
Right.
And I know a lot of these ECUs.
And your car will be down.
Yeah. These ECUs are back ordered too. So if you did, yeah, I have some friends that work at the Acura dealership here in Nashville, even, and had kind of worked through that network, and it was just there's not a possibility of getting those in any earlier, you know.
Right.
But they've got a you could be waiting for 2 or 3 months on them to be produced, or slightly longer. So what I'm doing right now is just getting it unlocked, and then I want to make a copy of I'll have that copy of the baseline, kind of the stock that it came with, and then I'll have another ECU, so I make sure I kind of can clone those and have that one just sitting there. Yeah.
So I know you're going to be modifying this vehicle, but what do you think about it stock?
Man, I love it stock. I was like, as soon as I jumped in it, maybe 10 minutes driving it, I had driven a IS 500, and the same day, right, as I was kind of checking out some cars, and just a couple different other like performance vehicles, and those are great cars. That V8 and the IS 500 sounded pretty amazing. Right. But I'm just kind of a Honda Acura guy at heart. Yeah, because you had what year Integra? Oh, I've had a 99 Integra. The 99 Integra. And I just really love these cars. They're so cool. I think what they put together in a package, if you don't have to pay the dealer, if dealers aren't trying to gouge somebody with some extra margin on top of that, then buying at MSRP, that 51.9 is like, I think the car is definitely has been worth that. It puts smiles on my face every time I drive it. So you were able to get it at MSRP? Yeah, nice. I didn't have to pay anything extra. Yeah, the Acura dealer here in Nashville, Gary Force, was good, really good to me. Nice. I've had a string of Acuras, taken all of them to that dealer, and they've been really good. Yeah. Good deal. And your brother-in-law actually has a Integra Type R, which you've probably seen on his channel before. Yeah, he's like that one right there. Yeah, so like there's a couple over here because they're all getting ECU unlocked. Yeah, I like this blue a lot. That's pretty dope. Oh yeah, this Boost Blue. Yeah, Boost Blue, and I love the wheels that he's got on there. Yeah, that's a great setup right there. And one of the interesting things that as you like watch a lot of YouTube videos of these, the Integra and the Civics, you kind of get into your own lane, right? Watching that content, right? Is people were jumping on the kind of the upgrades really fast, right? And that's cool. It's like exciting, but it seemed like people were like bolting on, the intercoolers, like changing out to like the PRL intercooler, but not changing the radiator. Oh, right. And that was causing some overheating issues, right? Because the airflow into the radiator those things aren't like designed to work together. So the flow is different. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You got a larger blockage, right? You're going to put a bigger thing in front of your radiator, or people put, say it doesn't matter if it's the e-Venturi or the PRL intake. Right, you're taking in more air, but what are you doing downstream, right? Are you increasing the turbo, downpipe, and what about your exhaust? So these systems are like connected to each other. Right, because these engineers have spent countless hours tuning this thing. That's right. Yeah. And so it's kind of hard to. Yeah. It's not like your Civic back then where you can just play around with it a whole lot more. So now, like the turbos, you think about like surge. Now they have like anti-surge turbos and stuff. You see like the RV6 turbo, even the MHI, the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries that makes the turbo in this car for Honda. They have like basically a level 2 of that one, right? So, and that one is essentially an OEM path for this car for like 500 horse plus if you wanted to do that. But then you've got, like I said, some of the other ones that now they've had to start to do the learning after the fact, because these are complex systems that are put together end to end, right? Air coming in, air being compressed, and then being put out in exhaust, and there's a balance to be done there from exhaust back pressure, and intake pressure and boost pressure from the turbo, and then the surge that can occur, and like relieving that pressure, right, foot on, when you're increasing acceleration and coming off the accelerator. And so I'm kind of trying to take that information in that people have been building and learn a little bit, and not jump into that hype cycle, which, oh man, it's so... Right, because I mean, we all want like the noises and the looks and all that stuff, but you got to think
how functional is it? You know.
That's right. That's right. And then what environment are you driving the car into? So like one of the first things that people would do is just say, oh, I can drop in it doesn't matter if you drop in like a different intake filter, right? So you're like, oh, I can get a higher airflow through there, right? The Spoon makes one. There's multiple ones in there, but then they're just like the material that is made of is going to allow more particulate through. And I was actually able to find like one of the research scientists that like goes through and involved in the manufacture of those different materials, right? From the OEM paper filters to the ones that are a little bit more like, where you can clean it off and spray it back with the oil and put it back in, right?
So you're really digging into this.
Yeah, trying to learn a little bit. And the guy was the interesting stuff there is like you start to see you got a lot of iron particulate in our air. It just is.
Right.
And those particles are pretty small, and they will pass through at a decent rate. Basically the spray-on filters. So you just got to be able to accept a little bit. Is that okay? Am I okay with that?
Right.
Kind of going through my engine. I think there's like a call for like different applications. I'm driving around in like the city. I'm not necessarily trying to go kill it on a track.
Yeah.
I don't need that kind of pass through.
So why?
But at like a track day event, I would probably put a high pass through, intake in the filter that's in that system in there, right?
It's funny that you're talking about air filters and.
Yeah.
I got open.
That's what I'm saying.
Open turbo.
Yeah. Hey, that's all
I mean,
right.
it's been pretty much running like that for years now, and
yeah.
I mean, I took my chance. It is a risk.
Yeah.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Right on. Yeah, and there's just things to learn. It's fun to learn about like mechanical things as you have it. That's part of the kind of the adventure of owning thing. Yeah, I think. It's a direct injected car too, right? So
you got to worry about sludge buildup.
That's right. Yeah, and people are talking. When are you going to put an oil catch on, right? If you're worried about that,
Yeah.
The coolant tank, right? That's something that people mention a lot on here. First Spirited Drive, people have like the coolant tank issue, right? Where it comes loose or it breaks and sprays, the overflow coolant all over the inside of their engine bay. I haven't had that yet, but that's definitely something that I'm probably going to go ahead and replace that, and also put a.
We'll get after you get everything tuned up here, we'll get you a reaction of what you think about is it like a reflash or retune?
I think today, I think they're going to do the unlock, right? They're just unlocking it today. And then I've got the Honda Pro, we'll have that ordered. That's got like the base 93 octane tune that we have here in the East.
So they're just unlocking it so you're able to tune it.
Right, exactly, Unlock, and then like they do a nice little discount on the Honda Pro for people that are out here today. And I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of that. That's great. So that'll make some, like, when it comes Christmas time, after I've done some track days, then I can make some more educated decisions, and then I'll have some of the tuning things in place for this car.
Yeah, I was under impression it was gonna be like a remap or reflash.
Maybe they do that today. We'll see. I mean,
or you could ask them.
That's just a question. You're right. Yeah. Right on, man.
But John, I appreciate it. We'll see more on this channel.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
We'll catch you next time.
Hell yeah. On to.
I think you're up next, John.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Are you